Welcome to Takshashila Gurukul channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe immediately, press the bell button and write your comments and feedback. Share with your friends as much as possible. We provide online Kundalini Raja Yoga initiation and Kundalini activation in 6 months.
9. True enlightenment. He said, the true enlightener is the Shruti, the essence within the root. He said, listen, Shashimoli. The seeker, having attained the true enlightenment and the true samadhi of the true intellect through the Guru's gaze, will become himself to enter into true happiness, and the true happiness that is not for him to be complete within himself, will become the only true cultivation. This is the essence of the enlightenment advocated in this chapter. -1 Shanmukha fell at the lotus feet of Shiva and rose again and prayed, O God, please protect my intellect. Teach me my true nature. Please tell me what I am. Chandramauli smiled at his son's sweet words and bestowed the true enlightenment in the Shruti root. My son, pay attention to the spiritual teachings that I am telling you. I will speak in a melody so that the nectar of Bodhisattva flows in the ears of the listeners, so that the mind may be absorbed in true yoga, and so that all the diseases of the mind that have crept into the intellect may be burned away. This should not be spoken to priests, because priests eat the scraps they have earned and do not live with dignity, but rather, they cheat others of the money for the offerings on credit, and they become greedy for the fruits of worship, and they live with the spirit of demons, saying, we are the children of God. It is not appropriate to speak this teaching to the Puranas who talk a lot of discourses, and to those who walk carelessly. There are many teachings, and there are many who speak them. But the teaching of the form of difference is not spoken here. The Supreme Being, touched by the knowledge that Brahma himself, when he heard it, would himself attain the bliss of nectar, said to Shanmukha, understand with your intellect, the pure Brahman, in the form of an image, shone in the two mirrors of knowledge and knowledge. In the knowledge, the pure idea, I am Brahman, shone, while in ignorance, greatness and ego shone. Just as the formless sky is reflected in the water, so the formless, inanimate, Brahman shone in the form of the living God in both the forms. Although the sky is one, it is due to the division of the aggregates that it appears as the Ghatakasha and the Mathakasha, with the distinction of small and large. Similarly, the perfect Brahman is one and shines in knowledge and is called Isha, and in ignorance and is called the world living being. The Brahman in which the power to unite the living beings is you, he who knows himself knows the Supreme Brahman. This is the doctrine of Shruti. The Guru should test the desire of his disciple and teach the incomparable and invisible self. If the Guru teaches for the sake of the deception of his disciples, leaving aside the true knowledge that you are the Supreme Soul, it is as if he has done an injustice to the knowledge of his true existence. If a sick person abandons diet and eats whatever he wants out of greed, the disease will not be cured. Similarly, if he teaches the truth to the common people who are absorbed in various pleasures and falls into deception, they will not become the rulers of the kingdom of bliss. Know that the Guru is Yama, the one who tells lies to the uninitiated. True enlightenment, O cave, you have come as a light to the world. The world sees with your self-made radiance. Without your radiance, the world would not exist and would not be seen. Just as the sun is the eye of the earth, you are the eye of the unseen knowledge that illuminates the world of life and God. Forgetting this truth, the ignorant think, we will see. Based on you, God sees only through the radiance of the soul. Life sees through the radiance of God. If you leave the completeness of your form, where is the independent radiance, that is knowledge, for the living beings? The feeling of not being teaching, although your teaching form is thus eternally pure and free, independent, Maya has covered you with her veil of meaningless awareness and forgetfulness. I will explain this with an example. Even if a king is present, he does not have special knowledge of what his subjects are doing in his kingdom. Even if you are given to others, you will have to know from others what justice and injustice is being done. Similarly, elderly illusion covers your normal consciousness and creates in you a crazy idea of knowing and forgetting. This evil effect of illusion is like a disease of the gallbladder that arises within you and afflicts you. When the gallbladder of a patient is often aroused, he will say, the house plants surrounding him are turning, but the statement is illusory and not real. In this way, Isha, the world, will appear due to the illusion of Chichikti, which was based on you. You will appear as a living world due to the power of ignorance. The world that is born from your light, the idea of Jiveshwara, does not flow from other karma pasanas except from the teachings of the Sadguru. The darkness of ignorance, wrong idea, will have to be dispelled by the light of wisdom. This statement is in accordance with the Shruti. The fire of knowledge can burn away the pride in half a minute. Therefore, you should be at peace with yourself and meditate on the same self every moment. Like the gods who are always awake without blinking, your mind will dissolve when you meditate on the true self, and your world will disappear as a dream in a moment. When the Supreme Soul attains equanimity, samadhi, the ego that deludes you in the three states of consciousness will disappear. The pride that appears in your due to ego, for even a moment, to be at peace with the thought of Brahman, will burn away. 13. The fruit of meditation. O cave, Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra, the gods, forget their own self-nature and simply perform the origin and dissolution of creation and are satisfied only by the contemplation of the form of Brahma. Do not be tired like them, but by chanting the name, Aham Brahmasmi, overcome the craving for food, jealousy, elation flows away and delusions are removed. He is the pure Brahman, worship him alone. If this truth does not dawn on you before, you are the pure Brahman, worship him alone. Do not doubt in this bhajan, consumption, just as there is no difference between pure and unpure Brahman, just as there is no difference between churned ghee and melted ghee. The whales that are born in water cover the water itself. The whale that hides the treasure of water from itself is not different from the water itself. Ask with affection, the whale that is a tree born in the ocean of your knowledge has made you unaware of it. The treasure of truth, without the grace of the Sadguru, you cannot realize that, I am Brahman. Be sure that the statement is true. Maya Vilas, although you are created, the uncontrollable Maya born on your basis covers you and deludes you. You have fallen into her love and gone mad. You have forgotten that you are the Supreme Soul and have deluded yourself into thinking that I am life. You have surrendered to me and lost the perfection of your true self. You have been amazed by the illusion of Savikalpa, the illusion of entertainment. The two of you have become friends of oneness, both of you have become one life, being inseparable from each other for a moment. Countless pastimes were born in their beloved chamber. The soul was liberated from the womb. The effort became insurmountable. Maya became pregnant in the union of the soul. She gave birth to fame. And then, 25 children were born from your love for those children. 19. O son, with your love for children, which are the 25 principles of Panchikrita, you will bring her what she wants without exceeding her words. When the children turn around, you turn around with great affection, without leaving their backs. Even though you are the Supreme Being, the company of Maya City has become yours. The art of life, O Lord, you imitate the mother's quality and intellect that life is Maya. Saying, the children are his best friends, he gives life to them with harmony and intense affection. His passion or love for impermanent things becomes the seed of existence. I cannot count the number of births and deaths. He is lured into the womb of his mother countless times by the smell of his body. He says, forgetting knowledge, you become the target of all happiness and sorrow, and you turn around in existence with the company of nature. My son, the false life, which was false, was taken for truth and clings to it. Godhood has disappeared. There has been complete darkness in your heart. The life force has died out due to the power of ignorance, thus you have sunk into the ocean of existence. The bliss of the form has dried up. You will wander in various births in order to perform actions out of delusion and enjoy the fruits of your actions. Even though you live experiencing the pain of existence, the accumulated karmas will not leave you unbound. Because you did not know your true self. In the company of nature and suffering, you have become entangled in the web of suffering, the form of samsara, which appears to be life, by your ignorance. You have become entangled in the body consciousness, saying, I am a doer, I am a sinner, and have forgotten your abode of the bliss of the body, the witness of which is the bliss of the body, and have become dissolute for the pleasure of the body with the pride of saying, I am mine. Mangal, the great soul is not alone. Why are you disturbed by this illusion? You are the witness of visual illusion, remember your form. 26. Janana Sindhu Vrig Drashya Viveka. you are the eye that sees the body and knows its qualities. The body and its qualities are visual. There is no other eye besides you. How is this body? You are the true Brahman who sees infinite bodies, the visible body that is experienced. Similarly, the Karanas are said. You are not you, my son. If you are not there to know the body, then who should see the body? Just as fire is hidden in a tree when the body is seen with the eyes, the soul is the witness of the body, the eye to the eye, invisible. All three bodies are visual. You are the eye that witnesses thus. If there is no body in sleep and samadhi, you are the eye. In sleep, you experience the bliss of the soul and there is no one else who can know the state of nirvikalpa tushtam in samadhi. O wise one, when the body becomes cloudy, you are the pure consciousness that sees separately. You are always untainted. Make good the wisdom of not seeking knowledge, druk. For example, the eye that sees feces is not feces. The eye is not tainted by feces. Similarly, the body, druk, that witnesses the disturbances of the body will never become the body. For example, a kite flies in the sky under the protection of the one holding the string. If the string breaks and the kite falls to the ground, the one who flies it will not fall. In the same way, you are the source of the disturbances of the body, the person who is born of the body. If the connection between you and the body, sutra, is broken, the inanimate body will fall into you. Know that there is no harm in your cultivation. Your cultivation is not within you, not in other material substances. If the body itself is true, the plowing, then the Lakshari yoga meditation, dharana, samadhi, must be false. In the state of samadhi, the state of being, there is no body. The body consciousness is lost through the practice of samadhi. The Varayogi is devoid of all consciousness. His true bliss is in himself. The body is only a thought. You are only awareness without any ideas. The limbs of yoga have been described in many ways to destroy the inert intellect that says, I am the body. Okay, there is no reason to teach you the system of yoga now. If you only believe in the Guru's words, the fruits of all yogas will be fulfilled. Awareness is the Guru's epic. Awareness is not born and there is no other pure self. If you live by the Guru's words, in the core of all arising thoughts, i.e., in the mind, you are the eternal, unchanging being, consciousness, then you have no need for meditation and yoga. True knowledge 93. Know that the entire visible world is your radiance. Determine within yourself that you, who are visible, are not associated with the body and inanimate objects. 32. Be devoted to the devotion of action and knowledge, mantra, tantra, yantra, nyasa, worship of the deity, fasting, prayers, bathing, rituals, hymns, circumambulation, chanting of the 1,000 names, sitting, offering, and offerings are the religions of the subtle body. Since the body is not you, you do not need devotion to these. Let there be only devotion to knowledge. Why are you disturbed by the association of a linga body that is not yours? This is not beautiful to you. For example, 1. If the water placed in the Ganges is shaken, the reflection of the sun that has appeared in it may move. But the real sun image does not move. Similarly, due to the illusion of body association, death and sorrows appear in you, but you are immovable. 2. The earth in the pot does not approach the pot and does not move with the unborn. Similarly, even if the linga body appears to move to this and the next worlds due to the results of sins and merits, you alone, who is attached to that body, remain immovable and unattached. Realize within yourself that you are the witness of the linga body. This is the knowledge and devotion. Know that the world that appears to you is a long dream. There is no reason to atone for the sinful deeds seen in dreams in waking life. As soon as you wake up in the form of your teachings, your life in waking dreams will disappear. For example, 3. A puppeteer makes the puppets dance by pulling the string, and making them fall, and by hitting them on the head, he destroys the puppets. But the puppeteer has no concern for the pleasures and pains of those puppets. Similarly, the inert school bodies are knuckled by fate, and you, the witness, have no concern for them. 37. For example, 4. A moon in the sky, its reflections in pots filled with water on the ground, are seen in many ways. If the water in the pot is clear, rough and flowing or calm, the reflection also appears as the reflection of the water. Similarly, although the soul is one, it shines as many different beings due to the association of nature or the senses. For example, one person has a concern for eating, another has a concern for sleeping, one has a desire for pleasure and another has a desire for yoga. Thus, although there are many bodily states, the soul, which is without any association and without qualities, is the only one who witnesses the vicissitudes of nature, or Shadhi. If the moon moves, its reflections in the water also seem to move. If you move, the souls of the people will move. If your mind is disturbed, you will also worry, and those who do not trust you will worry. If your mind is as pure as sleep, to remain silent, your image form consciousness, within which you experience the bliss of Brahman, will not move. Because it is eternally complete. When the mind's activity consciousness is hidden in deep sleep and in complete knowledge, or in samadhi, there is a feeling of bliss for the unshakable self-form. The states of wakefulness, dream, and sleep are not one in the other. The soul, you, is the witness, unshakable, in all three states. You do not know this through ignorance, which makes you think that you are the Supreme Soul, to be the witness of all beings. 40. Question. Sarvesha, if I am the Supreme Soul, why does the world not exclaim that I am omniscient? Answer. Bala, to understand from worldly people and to think that this is so is the characteristic of a small or insignificant thing. Your great virtue is the extensive consciousness that knows the entire universe, the whole universe, without knowing from others. Since this consciousness of yours is transcendental, it should not be said that it is so. By the power of illusion, God's omniscience becomes visible to everyone. That does not happen to you, who are a pure, unconditioned soul. Omniscience is the glory of the illusory attainment. It belongs to the Lord of the qualities. Where is it for you, the Supreme? There is no need for a guru to know the illusory world. But a guru is needed to know your form, which is unaffected by the past, future, and present times. If you want to know the glory of the perfection of the power of Maya, perform the penance of the self-glorified. Where is the glory of Maya for the self-glorified Supreme Being? 42. The glory of penance. O wise one, by penance of the self-glorified, the power to understand the actions and inactions of Maya's creation comes. With this penance power, he develops an excessive intellect. Then he becomes bound instead of being liberated. Thus, the penance of the self-glorified penance is like desecrating the liberation that comes from penance without desire. As he knows, the fate will be diminished by indulgence without fail. Therefore, the wise one who practices penance without abandoning the truth will be liberated. The penance of the self-glorified man, who has built his siddhis on his back, leads to rebirth. Therefore, know that the glory of all siddhis is below the self-siddhi that is born from self-knowledge. Whoever has desire for things in his mind, he will have a different perception, that is an illusion, and therefore there is no liberation. O hidden form, the desire to see the self-existent, without ascending to the self, will turn away and become attached to things. O Buddha, ask with the naked image, a needle, although inert, moves by the presence of a stone, receiving the power of a kiss and attracting other needles. Similarly, the senses of the world and the body do not have the ability to move and revive themselves. They revive only in the presence of the soul. For example, in the statement, I know, there is no one other than the soul who bestows consciousness on the inert intellect, I am. Determine that knowing the self is your own religion. The religion that tells your senses to do such and such a thing or to leave it is not permanent. On the basis of the self, they will perceive things that are free for them, let them not see. You who have revived the business of the senses, remain separate from the senses and witness. Is it right to side with the inert senses and be defeated by their world? Be fearless and calm under the control of the Supreme Soul. 47. You do not have the feeling of cause and effect. Listen, noble one, cause and effect and the doer the enjoyer are all matters of nature. The Supreme, you, is immaterial, impermanent, enjoying pleasure and pain, the great quality of pleasure, the virtuous nature sati, the life that is bound by the relationship. What may be the reason for the actions that life performs and eats? Investigate. The imaginary nature, which is the cause of life and the world, is not the cause, nor is the Supreme Being, the pure and perfect Supreme Being. Since no cause can be found in this way, decide that the causal feeling in you is imaginary, like a snake on a rope. Now I will explain with an example how the imaginary world, or life, is different from the basis Brahman. Even the world is Brahman. If an idol is made of melted ghee, then that idol, which is considered to be different parts, is not other than ghee. To deny name and form and inquire, the idol is ghee. Similarly, even the world is Brahman. Even if an idol made of ghee is placed in the hand, it melts on the tongue, and it is known that it has no shape, but only ghee. Similarly, when the material world melts and becomes an idol by the fire of thought, there is only one Supreme Being. The names of the Supreme, which are subject to the Supreme, are seen, disappearing. The unchanging, pure Brahman is the truth. Believe that you are, as if you had tied a pichundi to your head, in a dream. At that time, there is nothing to be afraid of. Know that you are the Supreme Brahman and wake up. You are not bound by the sorrow of birth and death due to karma, you are the Supreme. 5296 If you know yourself, O Nanasan, you are greater than God. God is like omniscience, life is like little knowledge. They are called thus respectively because of their Maya and Avidya statuses. But these two statuses are imaginary, your consciousness that shines in both statuses is one. Therefore, the living beings are not different from you. There is no difference in the self-consciousness that knows the differences of form as a witness. The consciousness is one and the same, the appearance of difference is a pussy. Therefore, knowing that the self-consciousness of life and the Brahman consciousness of God are both equal, for example, the plane of a ghata and the plane of a monastery appear different, small or big, depending on the distinction between the ghata and the monastery. But the plane of a ghata and a monastery is the same. The difference that appears is, the hut is the same. There is only one truth, you are the unmanifested one who is revealed to the open, and God is seen in your pure, incorruptible abode, so you are beyond God. The state of the Yoga Siddhas, Siddha, do you know how there are those who can save the world? The condition of their body is like a burnt cloth. A burnt cloth is not only visible but cannot be touched or worn. Similarly, the devotees, having lost all the pride of the three bodies, become the witness of Brahman. How do they give a quick fight to their disciples? Like roasted millet, they burn their pride and become the form of a teacher. Roasted millet is useful for eating, but it does not grow if sown. With a mind devoid of pride and lust, good men save the world. Illustration: after shooting an arrow from a bow, the arrow, having its essence, returns to the target and falls to the ground. The fate of a wise person is like this. A wise person, without pride of his body, thinks that it is a pussy. The fate of the body nourishes him like a servant. In the end, that is, at the moment when the first karma is completed, his body falls to the ground. Just as a fire that falls on a piece of wood burns all the wood and eventually cools down, so the fire of pure Brahman knowledge consumes the subtle elements and takes on its own form. Just as the waves appearing in the ocean, due to their special shape, do not separate from the water of the ocean but are united in the water, listen, O hero, the one who knows Brahman as Brahman. Even when his body appears and when it is hidden, he does not separate from the state of Brahman. I am different, you are different, is the saying of the world. The wise say that everything that appears is one. Even if one is entertained with various forms like a sari of a flower, a dhoti, in all those clothes, the one flower is the true enlightenment. In this way, the aim of the wise is on Brahman, the foundation of all appearances. For the one who sleeps, the experience of dreams is true, but upon waking up, it seems false. For those who do not know Brahman, the world may seem empty. When one knows that, the truth is incorruptible, the witness of the whole, full, and conscious, the world will seem like an illusion. Let it not be said that the son of a crow of liars is a billion liars. Isha, the husband of Maya, is a crow of liars like the water of the beast, and all the yogis, knowing that the world of differences created by his deceit is a billion liars, will be in one happiness. For example, there is no difference between gold and the jewelry made from it. The life within the Pindanda and the desire within the universe are one and the same. Know that the universe and the Pindanda are truly one. O Sukriti, until you know yourself, the world seems true or stable, but when, by the grace of the Guru, everything is known as me, the world itself becomes dull. This prapanchopasamanam is a statement made by experience. 64. Brahman himself appears as the world to the experienced, a snake coiled on a true rope. Without the coil does not occur. That is, the world does not come into being without the true Brahman shelter. You are the coiled Brahman. Know that the world is you, the Lord of the world is you, and all the souls of the world are you. Illustration. There are no screens except water. If a screen is submerged in water, the screen does not die. If you are your true self, you will not die. Water cannot drown in the whales. Similarly, the yogi is not drowned in the whales of the body senses, but is victorious over death. Another example, fire does not burn with flying sparks, nor does the sun burn with its rays. My son, if you know yourself, you will not be hurt by the behavior of your bodily senses, and if you chop a sandalwood stick or hit a stone, it will not give off its fragrance as if it were hurt. Experience. He who has not seen himself with consent that he is Brahman and who has not experienced that Brahman is all, is he, like Brahman? After becoming Brahman, can he ever cross the ocean of existence? He who has two views of Brahman is a traitor who has forgotten himself. 67. Samadhi state. Samadhi is the state of being detached from Brahman, with the form of Brahman, and with a balanced intellect. Samadhi is the state of being determined that wherever the mind goes, whatever form the eye sees, that is Brahman. Samadhi is the state of being determined that one who has doubts in his mind does not attain the happiness of Samadhi, that is, the mind is immersed in the Supreme. The yogi restrains the mind of the 98 qualities of knowledge and passion that wanders on the path of lust and does not let go of the firm mind that he is a witness to the vices of lust and anger. O noble one, listen, even if false Maya creates existence with her destructive power in front of the yogi, he remains alert for a moment so as not to be absorbed in the qualities and attributes of that existence. Just as the old woman cannot forget that she is old even once. When she has a husband, she does not feel the sorrow of forgetting, saying, I have become a widow. Similarly, the eternally liberated yogi, even when he forgets, does not think that he has forgotten. With the fire of wisdom, which is the awareness of his own nature, the one who is absorbed in it burns the forest of vices. O Vinay, listen to the method of burning away the atonement. One who dreams that he has committed a sin and performs atonement for it while awake should understand that ignorance has veiled him. The method of destroying the atonement is to determine that the dream and the dreamer are false. The atonement for a yogi for committing a sinful act is to immediately wake up with the firm determination, I am a dreamer, and am always a witness of my actions. 7.1 Whoever gets the sight, touch, and conversation of the yogi, who is self-aware, his forest of sins burns away in a moment. I do not see anyone equal to such a yogi. There is no merit in serving such a direct guru. Oh my dear, how many principles has the unwholesome man, who runs after him, listening to the words of his mind, with his mind running after him, studied. His sorrows in this world cannot be relieved even by this. He who follows the wishes of his mind, according to the words of his mind, will not find the path of righteousness. 73. The parable of the chariot. Consider the body as a chariot. The soul is the charioteer, the senses are the horses harnessed to the chariot, and the mind is the charioteer, for the chariot of the wise, the intellect is the charioteer. If the charioteer, who is insane, drives the chariot on the path of the object according to his own will, without fear of the charioteer, what will be the fate of the charioteer? Listen, O lover, a charioteer with a bad mind turns his chariot and the charioteer who sits on it, the soul, as he pleases. A human being who acts in this way is subject to the punishment of misery. Only a human being who puts the reins of the mind on the horses of the senses and places them in the hands of the charioteer of pure intelligence, will attain good fortune. The soul is distant from the body and is strange. When the body senses say, I cannot rise or fall, without knowing who I am, the beings of the world accuse their nature of the true teachings of the body senses. O son, is it the nature of the soul or the nature of the body that rises or falls? Examine it, the soul that looks at the nature of the body is distant from the body. It is strange, witnessing the business of the body senses. You are he, you have no connection with the body and its qualities, which are considered foreign to you. Who is death for? No one has to inquire, who is dead? Is it the body? Is it the idea that the body that acts within the body is me? The body dies because it is inert, and the inert does not know birth and death. Just as a banana tree dies, the inert body gives birth to its children before it dies. The soul, which is the witness of the body, has death, that is, there is no birth and death for the eternally liberated, the idea that death is the God. He has no death. Therefore, if you kill, abandon the idea that the body is me right here and now, you will be immortal. 76. Description of Maya's creation. O cave, the yogi is the incarnation of God. Shouldn't he have the ability to create creation? If you ask, the yogi had to say, I am mine, to the body he was born into or the world he created. For him to have the pride of creation, he had to give up the self-knowledge that he existed before this body came to earth and after it fell. The statement that creation is eternal, like the soul, is not in the experience of the yogis. Therefore, you must agree that the body of the yogi is illusory. Be sure that the cause of the complex of actions of creation, existence, and dissolution is the illusion of pussy. Knowing that his body is pussy, the yogi cannot go to the trouble of creating another body or world. The self, the eternal, pure, Buddha, the perfect Brahman, is at peace. The Brahman is not associated with the origin and beginning of creation. So if you ask who created this world, I will answer you, Maya is under the shelter of the Supreme Being, the imaginary. There is a God who is pleased with her unstoppable ability to happen. In the realm of Shiva Shakti, the acts of birth, bearing and death, which are not perishable, occur, although Shruti has given all the causality of action to him as the creator of the world, the creator of the world. Therefore, the creation of this world is not done by the yogis. Their awareness existence is material, that is, independent, not subject to the creation of Maya. Now I will tell you the difference between the creation of life due to ignorance and the creation of Isha due to knowledge. Knowing the life will establish a small samsara, but he does not know how, why and to what extent it should be done. This is the result of ignorance. Since Isha's Mayupadhi is pure essence, there is no tree in him. He who knows himself very much wears many samsaras. Isha is the universal family, he has the pride of all samsaras. Yogis who have attained this goal will be at peace, placing the burden of their family's ups and downs on Isha. Knowing that the world of the world is false, the yogis, with the view of the unconditioned consciousness, are equal to God. 39. O son, he who possesses the Maya title, which is the origin of all powers, all knowledge, and all accomplishments, is called God. If you are free from the title of ignorance, which is the source of few powers, and destroy the distinction of these titles by the power of unfailing devotion and meditation, you will forever be the Supreme One. Ask him with an example how the distinction of qualities is manifested in the living beings due to the distinction of titles. There is only one image of the moon in the sky. It is reflected in many pots filled with water, clean, dirty, and moving, and it appears in different forms. Like the moon shining in the unshaded autumn, there is God, like the images of the sun shining in the pots. In the spring, large waves and aquatic creatures like whales are seen, but the water of a river does not have the power of spring. Similarly, the qualities of the Creator, the omniscient God, are not available to beings with small degrees of existence. 81. O Masuta, O Sharva, why should not the wise man, abandoning the desire for the body of ignorance, acquire a body of knowledge and, like God, become the administrator of creation and expand his creation? Please resolve my doubt. Umesh, my son, the fate and enjoyment of the wise man is like an arrow that is released. After the archer releases the arrow from the quiver, the arrow must go on its course until it reaches its essence. Its speed or direction should not be changed in the middle. In the same way, even if a person who has abandoned the desire for ignorance and has attained knowledge becomes wise, he will still have to pay off the pleasures of the good deeds he has previously performed. Just as an arrow falls into a quiver when its essence is exhausted, so the wise person's forest karma diminishes, so he becomes one with the Supreme Being who has been eliminated. Therefore, a wise person who lives according to the beginning of karma does not want to increase or decrease his creation of pleasures. Wise people who live in the happiness of liberation do not put their birth and birth into the arena of the adventure of God. Because they are certain that all these are the illusory works of the pussy form and are witnesses to everything else. The great knowledge yogis themselves do not value the glory of the pussy creation out of wonder. For example, even if a wise king is trapped in a village of poor people and makes good plans, his influence will not be felt by those villagers, but the influence and efforts of the village chief, Hamba Gowda, will be fruitful. The king of knowledge and yoga, as an image of auspiciousness in the body of ignorance, will be happy without showing his mark on the world, without arguing. The worldly people who are bound by ignorance are the innermost beings of the perfected wise. The perfected great men have no concern for the happenings of the world, just as the ruler of knowledge, Isha, has the memory of the karmas that created it. The wise have only the memory of the ever-renewed, asrishtam, auspicious soul. 86. Although there is a difference in the creation of God and the wise yogis, there is no difference in their heart loyalty. Although the omnipotent qualities of God are not to be found in the yogis, their deep true devotion is rooted in an indistinct, undefiled, and untainted bliss. My child, let me explain the power of knowledge and learning with an example. God is like a youth, life is like an old man. The power of a youth cannot be attained by an old man. The power of God, who is possessed of illusion, is not in a life devoid of ignorance. But know that the unconditioned consciousness is one in both. If you pierce the heart gland, which is the form of knowledge and ignorance, you will see that God and the yogi are one. Therefore, my child, they will praise the yogi as the supreme Brahman and the true Guru. Those who discriminate between the three, the yogi, God and the Guru, will fall into misery. The Guru Gita says that Shiva is the form of the Guru and the Guru is Sadashiva. If one becomes attached to the Guru and differentiates between Shiva and him, he will sink into the abyss of sin. Therefore, believe that the one who is equal to praise and slander and in whom there is no ego and ignorance, that one is the Sadguru, the Sadashiva. O son, do you know the glory of the two-lettered name Guru? Gu means the darkness of ignorance and Ru means the removal. Only the Guru can remove the ignorance of the body. How can those who do not have devotion at the feet of the Sadguru be born and overcome the fortress of ignorance? 92. Knowledge and education are the religions of the soul. O Marula, know correctly that in the soul, i.e. in you, the two selves, Vidya and Avidya, are born as imagined. He who dwells in the learned, speaks knowledge. He who dwells in the ignorant, hears knowledge. In the learned man there is peace, calmness, restraint, self-reflection, devotion, wisdom, and detachment. 102. Only through the title of a learned man can disciples become free. Swami Sanvasa, now listen to the qualities of an ignorant man: lust, anger, attachment, arrogance, stupidity, doubt, affection for the father and brothers who are satisfied, and the pride of the body that caused birth are all present in the ignorant man. If he gets a learned man through Sukrata, the Guru's knowledge, stands firm in him, otherwise he doubts the Guru's words, and he is free in the learned man, and bound by the ignorant man. 96. The characteristics of the middle wise man, who speaks the news of Brahman with his mouth. He is immersed in the mire of worldly affairs and suffers as if he were a wise man. He speaks without knowing the truth. He argues against the Guru. He becomes indifferent to the work he should do, saying, I know the truth, I have no deeds. He is attached to things in this way, and is skilled in the news of Brahman in that way, and wanders in the practices of ignorance. Such a Chandala, who is both corrupted and going down the path of degradation, is incapable of true knowledge, and although he does not enjoy the joy of teaching, he simply tells the truth to others with a hum. Let me tell you an example to show that he does not benefit. Listen, brother, a cane placed in a sugarcane thresher spits out juice, but he cannot drink it himself. Similarly, there is no taste for the juice of Brahman in the humble hearts of those who tell and listen to the news of Brahman knowledge. How can such a middle class, who is arrogant about knowledge, answer? To get rid of the ego of one's ego, one should go to the Sadguru. One should believe that he is the manifest Brahman. One should consider a dog, a pig, a monk, all to be the form of a Guru and humbly pay homage to them. Only when one loses his pride in learning can one become fully enlightened. The supreme truth should be spoken to in a humble manner. The virtuous person should listen to it. Only when the Sadguru is in a humble state and the disciple, the saint who wants to hear it, is free from lust, the supreme truth will be taught. This teaching cannot be given to those who are intoxicated with knowledge. Only to those who are intoxicated with knowledge should the Sri Gurumur teach such humble words. 102. Who is the intelligent one? Should the intelligent one belittle the rest? This wise man, that foolish man, cannot be distinguished from the true object. Just as the soul and the object are one, the mother of all wise men is one. Anthari, the wise man who has received grace, sees everything with equanimity, but how many tirthas has the humble Madiga immersed himself in? What words of wisdom have he spoken to others? He cannot be anything other than Madiga. The foolish man who is immersed in the fragrance of matter cannot become Brahman. If you do not let go of the body odor, even if you listen, the Guru's knowledge will not remain in your heart. Listen, young one, you can set a house on fire with sparks of flint, but the smell of the matter will not be burned by written words without the experience of Brahman. Unless the intelligent person becomes the supreme Brahman, the flickering solid light of Param, the moths of things will not fall and burn. Listen, father, Sadhana, you have no father, mother, wife, daughter, or relatives. All my relatives are uneducated. They are not there for you now. They will not be there in the future. You will shine forever as the unbroken light of Param in the cloth of knowledge woven with full devotion without any seams. The reflection of the sun is clearly visible in the veiled Ambudhi. But the same image is unclear in the waves of the waves. Similarly, if the lingam moves in this world and the next, it seems as if the Chidabhasa Jiva, shining in it, is moving. When the Chidabhasa has fallen asleep and the wise man has become Samadhi, the veils of thought of the mind are hidden. He experiences the bliss of Brahman only in Samadhi. 107 Illustrations. 1. O Panga, if the sun reflects in the water that has taught hell, will the smell of hell reach the sun? Similarly, the Brahman consciousness shining in a dirty body is not covered with the stains of life by the ignorant. 2. The water of the beast that is seen outside does not make it fall to the ground, nor does it feel cold to the rays of the sun. Similarly, the Advayatma is not affected by the three lives and three states that appear imagined along with the self. The business of the eye is not for the ear. The business of the mouth is not for the nose. These organs of knowledge, which are of extraordinary virtue, are opposed to each other. You, who know their different traits, are the one who is you are the support of the world, O Supreme God. If you put a lamp in different colored kaji dolls, or bulbs, the light of that lamp will shine with many colors. Similarly, your perfect form, the soul, being the abode of nature, let nature open, will shine by itself. Is the world that entertains with various names and forms not the supreme Brahman but two? 113. The happiness and sorrows that appear in ignorance are not for the soul. When a cloud covers the sky, it is said that there is no sun. It is said that the sun has come to move the cloud forward. The sun that is there has no sunrise or sunset. Similarly, ignorance says that there is no soul to cover the soul, it does not appear, and when ignorance is destroyed by knowledge, it is said that there is a soul and the awareness of the soul has become. But like a cloud, what exists for one time, disappears for another time. The uneducated person's life religion is not the religion of the self, but happiness and sorrow appear and hide within him due to the illusion that he is the body. He who knows them is neither happy nor sad. He is only the one who is endowed with bliss. The happiness and sorrow of the body that does not exist appear and hide as if it were there due to the illusion during the time of thoughtlessness. To think well, there is no happiness and sorrow for the inert, and the inert soul also does not experience happiness and sorrow. It is the mind that experiences happiness and sorrow in the form of imagination. In sleep the soul itself is present, but the mind is not. Therefore, the self that is the form of bliss is prepared by the self-experience of sleep. Just as the experience of dreams is for the witness of a dream, the experience of happiness and sorrow occurs for the mind that imagines that the body is mine. It is your illusion to consider the false experience that has nothing to do with you as yours and is the truth. The two faculties of knowledge will spread in you like a dream and create illusion. You will forget the natural experience that the mind is illusory and the witness is unqualified. And you will misunderstand, I am free, I am bound. For example, when you say, Baba, it has come, small children will immediately become afraid. Baba means where it is, how is it, will those who know it be afraid? Similarly, ignorance is like Baba, devil, who is frightening the ignorant beings. Like the devil, ignorance becomes false. Understand that you are the witness to that. Because of ignorance, you suffer from attachment for my wives, my children, my fields, my house, and my cattle. The soul has no connection with these upasanas. Death and death are not for the body. If a pot turns around in a stream, does the open space within it turn around? The mind does not focus on the complete open space. Like the open space, the soul, you, is immovable, unattached.